Hi, everybody. My name is John DePietro.
And I'm Bob Zagami with the Camper Report Show.
And on this Camper Report show, Bob, we are doing something we've never done before. We are debuting two, not one, but two world-class RVs that have never been seen to the general public before. I'm going to talk to the people from Winnebago with that electric RV that's right behind me. How about you?
I'm going to talk to the folks from Brinkley RV, a new manufacturer, new products shown for the very first time at the show, to tremendous response from consumers.
Tremendous response. We've got those stories plus all the news of the week coming up right here. Where, Bob?
On the Camper Report Show.
Stay with us, everybody. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the news segment of the Camper Report Show. My name is John DePietro. His name is Bob Zagami. I'm confused because we did like a 14-day run in a row, Bob, with RVs, and RVs. I've got pictures of Florida behind me, but I'm in freezing Massachusetts. You're still in Florida, but you know what? We're still reeling from that Tampa RV show. And we went on opening day with record crowds. Tell us what you saw that was interesting.
Well, it was the Boston RV and Camping Expo, and then we hopped on the plane and came down to Tampa for the tremendous Tampa. There's the word tremendous twice, but I don't know any other way to describe what's happening out there. And yes, there's economic challenges, but I honestly think the consumers, the people, certainly the RVers are saying, you know what, I'll deal with whatever the economy deal sends me, but I'm going RVing and I'm going to buy a new RV. I'm going to trade my RV. I'm going to take care of my family, do our vacation time. And a lot of the people, both in the Boston show and the Tampa show, the manufacturers and the dealerships, expressed it the same way. It was an environment that we haven't seen since prior to the pandemic. People were smiling. Competitors were talking to each other and smiling. Suppliers were smiling. They were selling out of all their products. There were lines to go into the RVs. We came close in Boston to our 2020 numbers, and Tampa just missed breaking a record. They had 84,000 people last year. They had 79,000 people go through this year. Little weather challenges on Saturday,
Right.
but literally wall to wall people.
Well, we were there on Wednesday and Thursday, and we had trouble. We had trouble moving around on the golf cart, for fear of hitting people. And it seemed like a Saturday, Sunday environment.
Yeah.
But you know what? Another thing that we saw in Tampa for the first time, talk about new products coming out, is right behind me. We did an extensive interview, which we're going to see today, with Russ Garfin from Winnebago. And, that electronic, I shouldn't say electronic, electric RV is really going to revolutionize the industry. And, you were there when we did that interview. Weren't you impressed with the way Winnebago has their act together in this?
They really do. And of course, we have to be a little cautious. You cannot run out and buy it tomorrow.
Nope.
These are prototypes, but what I like, and I always like what they do at Winnebago, but they've built 12 of these, not just one and give it to a couple of reporters. They built 12, and they're going to move them around the country to influencers, media reporters, and even customers who really want to get a chance to drive this vehicle. It is fully outfitted, still in development. There's things that are going to change with it, but I'd say they're farther ahead than what any other manufacturer has shown to date. Now, we know other manufacturers are working on vehicles like this. Airstream showed one last year. Thor Motor Coach, we talked to Brian Clemens, they're working on some. So I suspect every major motorhome manufacturer is playing around with an electric vehicle. And
Sure.
the Ford Transit that Winnebago is building on, that's going to be a very popular one because Ford already has an E chassis, if you will, in their product line, not in the product line, but in development. So they're building off what Ford is spending billions of dollars on the drivetrain and the chassis.
Yep. And one thing that you said that was very, very important, and we're going to follow up with in our segment with that, is the general public has a chance to register, not to win one, but to drive to, because one of the things that Winnebago does, and I'm sure many other manufacturers do as well, is that they field test their vehicles. And rather just have somebody from the company drive it, they're putting it out there with real people who might not necessarily be in the media, but we're going to give you the address where you can write into Winnebago and submit your name to possibly be picked to try that eRV2 out. Now, as we move ahead, one of the other things that we saw new outside of new products is a brand new retail name. And they had brand new tents, they had brand new signs, but they're an old friend. And RV1 is now called what, Bob?
There's Blue Compass. In fact, they had the grand rebranding of their Tampa store the day before Tampa opened. And during 2023, they will be rebranding all of their facilities with the Blue Compass RV name and their colors. And they had over 200 industry people and media at the event. We weren't able to get there. We had some other obligations on Industry Day, but a lot of the other manufacturers went to support them because they do very well with major lines like Jayco, like Thor Motor Coach. Bob Martin was there. Ken Walters from Jayco was there. A lot of industry people there to congratulate them on the rebranding. And this is a company that now has something like 170 stores. Let me just check that. I want to say
dropping names like Ken Walters from Jayco, and you're just up there in the stratosphere,
right up there with the top. But they got over 100 stores in 33 states. They have over 4,000 service bays, and they are a national, privately held company. John Ferrando is the CEO and president and founder of the company, and they are excited at this next step. And this came just short of 4 years of them even entering the business. And now they are a major mega dealer all throughout the country.
Yep. And I know you're too modest to admit it, but you were the one who pretty much broke that story right here on the Camper Report Show just a few weeks ago with that exclusive interview with John Ferrando himself. And we're going to put that link down below in case you missed it then to find all about Blue Compass, because they're probably, if they're not already in a neighborhood near you, they will be. So the Tampa show was great. The Boston show was great. Blue Compass is out on the market under a new name, and Winnebago will be chugging along in their electric eRV2.
Well, one quick thing, also in the Winnebago display, and we didn't cover it before, but they have what's called an adventure wagon, and it's a take on, and it's something for do-it-yourself RVers. A lot of people have been buying Mercedes-Benz, Ford Transit, Ram ProMaster, stripped out vans and building their vans themselves like they did 40, 50 years ago. So Winnebago has teamed up with Adventure Wagon, which has a modular system that you can put stuff in and put stuff out. So one of the applications that Winnebago is very excited about is these vehicles will be purchased by plumbers, electricians, and tradesmen because they don't go long distances. So they'll get the benefits of an electric vehicle. Come home on Friday night, they take out all the modular cabinetry that's designed to help them run a business and put in all the modular components of a motorhome, and they'll have their
turn it right around in a matter of less than an hour. I think less than a half hour.
Minutes. I mean, to replace a seat, for example, is about 5 minutes. What they did, they had two of them on display, the Adventure Wagons on display. And overnight, the first night, they switched the modular units from one to the other, said they had it done in about 20 minutes.
There we go. So we did an interview with them, and we're going to have them coming up in a future episode here of the Camper Report Show. Stay with us, everybody. Oh, by the way, Bob, before we leave, tell people where we glean all of our news from.
From the folks at RV Business and Woodhouse Campground Magazine. And we didn't catch them at the show. Everybody was so busy, even though there were a lot of media type people there. As you said, the crowds were so big. The other thing that brought interesting a take to the show. I talked to Dave Kelly, who's the counterpart of mine with the Florida RV Trade Association. I said, Dave, you're missing a revenue opportunity that maybe we never thought of before. Because I don't know by your numbers, but I would swear that every other couple in that show had a dog with them. Because you can take dog, not just service dog, you can take any dog. And there were some that they could carry in their little pouch, and they were Great Danes. I mean, there was everything under the sun. And for the most part, they were all very well behaved. There was that one little Chihuahua that kept barking at us there for a little while, but I think they should put a price tag on the show. Now, the consumers will probably jump all over me.
I mean, charge for dogs?
Yeah, charge for dogs.
Charge for dogs, yeah. Zagami, you are going to see that the popularity of the show diminishes because, as you said, so many people had dogs. But not only did they have dogs in Florida, they had dogs in strollers.
Right. They have their own dog strollers. Yeah.
I think Florida is the dog stroller capital of America.
I would agree.
Anyway, we'll be back with those two great features that we mentioned right here on Your Turns.
The Camper Report Show.
Stay with us, everybody.
Mike here from RV Blogger. Don't waste hundreds of dollars on an external GPS for your RV. All you need to do is download the RV Life app right onto your phone. This app is so cool. It has RV GPS built right into it. So you can load all the specific measurements and weights for your RV. It'll give you directions safe for your RV to follow. And by the way, if you have RV Trip Wizard, directions for your trips upload into this GPS automatically.
So this is the prototype. All right, back at the Camper Report Show, and I'm with Micah Staley, one of the founders of Brinkley RV, and we've been chasing it down ever since you founded the company, and now we finally got you stationary for a little bit. So tell us about the history and what's so exciting about Brinkley.
Well, we're blessed to be here. This is a big show. We get a lot of exposure here, and Brinkley, started with just the five of us wanting to do something different in the RV industry. We've learned a lot over the years how to build them better, build them differently, and I think collectively we got all five of us owners are part of the company in different ways, which is a huge benefit to us. But we're blessed to be out here, and we're excited to see the response of the retail customers.
Well, it's not your first rodeo. You've been around, you know what to do. And I think the beauty of that, I think you'll agree with me, is you saw what everybody else did, and when you had a chance to do it yourself, you did it differently. So what's different about Brinkley? What should people know when they ride down the road and see Brinkley up there?
Well, I think, first of all, the quality is, you can tell just by walking inside of the unit. It's different. It looks different. It's got a different feel. It's very homey, very residential. But what I think the biggest thing that we're listening to our customers, and I think that's what people are finding out is what their voice is being heard, and we're showing them by what we're doing with our product designs, and it's exciting because you can the interaction that you can get on social media nowadays is incredible. Yep. And so we're listening to them, we're talking to them. And so it's been a fun adventure so far.
So the Model Z was the first one. Mm-hmm. And is this the first showing for the Model G? And so tell us about the G. We'll come back to the Z.
So the G is our toy hauler model, and it carried on a lot of the same characteristics and the same features that the Z did. It's basically the Z's big brother. And Nate Goldenberg is the product designer for it, one of our partners.
That's why the G, huh?
Yeah. And he did a fantastic job. He is, just like we did with the Z, listen to what customers want, put a lot of emphasis on the outside storage, and his sound system's incredible, and his floor plans are great, but the inside of it, nowadays people are using toy haulers for more than just hauling toys. I mean, their offices, their bunk rooms, their auxiliary rooms, their garages. So it's really exciting to see, the kind of market that we're hitting with our toy haulers.
So it was also nice of Nate to name the first one after me. So I really appreciate that. But you're right. When I do my seminars and I talk about toy haulers, I say, because so many people walk into a toy hauler and say, I don't want a toy hauler.
Yep.
Well, stop. Think about all the other things. And I think it's finally getting noticed in the industry, so people are doing it, but the consumers know it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So what were the consumers saying to you about having a residential, more or less a residential toy hauler?
Well, so I got to be honest, Nate is the one that handles the G,
yeah.
And I do the Z. So, but we talk all the time. We talk about product design, floor plans, and What's really cool is how the reaction that we got on the Z. We knew that there was something there in the G, and Nate always is going to put his spin on it, and it's got a little bit different feel. But man, I think he knocked it out of the park. I'm so excited. I'm so happy for him and for our company that we were able to get it here, and people are responding the way that they are. So.
Yep, that's fantastic. With Micah Staley from Brinkley RV. Micah, always great to see you, and best of luck.
Thank you.
I know you have more people there than you want to talk to than me. So,
Right on.
so thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
So in cars today, the big talk is about EVs. And now, today, exclusively with my friend Russ Garfin at Winnebago, we're going to talk about eRV, right?
eRV2.
eRV2.
eRV2, right?
Okay, and there's the 2 right there in that letter.
Yeah.
Russell, you can't pick up anything in the media without hearing about electric.
Right.
And you guys obviously didn't think of this yesterday. You've been
No,
working on
we've
it.
been working on it. We've had several iterations. Like last year here at the show,
Yeah.
you know, our advanced technology group showed their concept for eRV. That was eRV1, and then we kind of took that in. Now this is our fully commercialized version of that. You know, the next iteration. So this vehicle, you know, is fully production ready. And it is now we launched in our prototype fleet, which I think you heard about, where we're going to have user testing for several months, and then at some point, which we can't talk about today, but at some point we're going to take it to the market.
Yep, but you're not going to put this out until you get a lot of feedback from people who are already either driving Bs or driving electrics to kind of.
Well, there's a lot of new technology in here, right? So we want to prove it out. We want to improve it as we go. We need customer feedback to help us do that. But you know, we also have this really strong feeling of the person buying an electric RV. One of the reasons that they buy it is they want it to be just really simple to use and durable, reliable, and all they have to do is worry about is charging it, right? And then away you go. Put the button and off you go. So we want to make sure that our vehicle meets those expectations.
Yeah, and you know what? The big difference, well, in any RV situation, you've got the chassis, which is made by a Ford or a Chevrolet or a Sprinter, et cetera, et cetera. And that's got its own propulsion system.
Yep.
You're not messing with Ford when you talk about the electronics from the back, right?
For our current version these prototypes are built on is the Ford e-Transit, and it's completely stock from Ford. So all of your service support and everything will come from the Ford network around North America. And we wanted to make sure that we do everything that we can to maximize that range, which means all the stuff in the coach is going to have its own battery-powered system. And that battery-powered system is huge, right? 15 kilowatts. So a 48 volt with a 48 volt air conditioner, which really can provide for boondocking, for we say 7 days of boondocking, but you know, running the electric water heater, taking showers, cooking using the induction cooktop, all the lights and the fans. Obviously, if you want to run the air conditioner 24 hours a day, you're not going to get 7 days off of that, but you know, moderate use. And the 48 volt system is really efficient, that air conditioner. So one of the things I mentioned to you earlier, I think is really important for people to know about, by keeping the system separate, now we allow the customer to actually extend their range. Like in Florida here, when you want to drive with the air conditioner on.
Like here it is, 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
and we're feeling the
we'll
heat.
turn it on, right? But you don't have to use the dash air. You can use the house air to keep the whole van cool.
Which doesn't impact your range.
Right.
Because I think if anybody knows anything about electric vehicles, heating systems and cooling systems on the coach part really have an impact on the
so
range.
it'd be nice. Yep, and you could do both, you know, with our system.
And it's ironic that you've got the picture of the charger system over there. I see it right here.
Yeah, you can. You can charge your house batteries at a level 2 charging point, the same place you would charge your coach. Right?
So say that one more time.
Yeah, you can charge your house batteries using a level 2 charger, right? At the same charging place that you charge
your front end.
Propulsion. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and so we have every connection possible. So you can charge your house batteries, you know, at home, you know, with 120 volt. You can charge a 30 volt system at a campground.
With 50, the level 1,
Yeah, you can charge with 50 amp at the campground, or level 2 charger on the road.
Right. The real workhorse here, the real difference maker, right?
Yeah.
Am I right, Russ? Is the LI?
Yeah, it all starts right here. This is a new battery that we partnered with Lithionics on, and they really came through for us. We needed something that was really high power density, that was kind of the ultimate in safety. This is UL approved. It's kind of the safest form factor for a lithium battery, and actually because it's only 5 inches high, now it packages under the floor, it gives you really good weight distribution in the back. It doesn't impact the weight distribution of the coach at all. So
if you're in this situation where you're using battery power, it doesn't mean you're saying bye-bye solar.
No, we went all in on the
Your
solar.
Is
so we got the really nice high-end Merlin panels, and if I'm sure you've seen on the front here,
those pliable panels. They're not the thick ones.
Right. That we built kind of a framework with a fairing that goes on the front over the eyebrow, I guess, of the vehicle. Right. So
okay. That's right. Yeah.
You can see them from up front. So it's
Show
kind of a cool look, but there's not a lot of room on the roof for the amount of solar that we want to put on. So we extended it by going down over the front. Right. So you got 500 watts on the roof, and then we provide 2 extra panels, so you get a total of 900 watts of solar charging, which can provide a lot, right?
And that's
right.
Constantly charging.
Right? So if you have that solar fully hooked up, then of course your 7-day boondocking turns to indefinite, right?
So we could go through this and spend another 25 minutes. You're well beyond my pay grade when it comes to all these other things. I saw the plug-in and I saw the solar. That's where my intelligence level diminishes.
Okay.
But we want to thank you so much. Right. Let people know. Watch the streets of America. That there will be some test vehicles out. The eRV2 from Winnebago. It's on a Ford Transit. It looks great. It might not look exactly like that.
Right.
But it definitely will have some marketing.
You'll see it, right? And people can sign up if you want to sign up and get a shot at being a test driver for us. We're looking for.
There we go.
You can sign up at Winnebago.com, and it's /all-electric.
There we go. Thanks, everybody.